Be free.
Good Monday morning, everyone. Oh my goodness, you guys. It felt like fall was in the air this morning. It was 58 degrees, just
Yes.
slightly here in College Station. But you guys listen to Author Talk with me, Amy, Russell, and Valerie. It is just us today. I wanted to catch up and get ahead on all things book promotion related for the holidays because the holidays are upon us. Halloween,
Mhm.
Thanksgiving, Christmas. So all the goodies are happening, all the holiday promotions and everything. But before we dive into that, let's talk about our weekends. You guys, I have an update on the hot tub. It has been moved.
Yay!
It got moved. It's on my porch, on my backyard. I just need my electrician to come. And I will tell you,
Yeah.
come hell or high water, that thing got moved. Because Josh left and went out of town. He's currently in Houston with you guys this week. And it was one of those where if he wanted to be able to come home, that hot tub was getting moved. Okay. So the hot tub got moved, and it was an interesting journey to getting it moved. But outside of that, last week, you guys know I told you guys I had an allergies, and that evolved into a full blown cold. So I currently sound the way that I sound. Russell is probably going to give me hell for it, but it is what it
I
is.
think you sound better.
Oh, Russell, thank you. Thank you for making me feel better about it. At least I don't sound so bad. But other than that, Valerie Russell, have you guys heard of the place that's in, I want to say it's in like Hockley called the Oil Ranch? Have you guys ever
Yes.
heard
Yeah,
of that
yeah.
place?
I took
Okay.
my kids there like 35 years ago.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Sky's
we've been
field
there
trip was
too.
there. Yeah, Sky's field trip on Thursday was there. And so we went and just the kids went crazy bonkers. They roll what is it? They rode horses, milked cows, all kinds of cool stuff. Got a pumpkin to take home. But it was just one of the cool places I never knew existed. But all of these schools from Houston were coming. And so I was like, oh, this must be like super close to Houston because, I'm not good at geography. So, yeah, River Oaks was there. It was an interesting combination of parents to kids and just that environment. But it was a lot of fun. So I got to do that on Thursday and then I went into the weekend sounding like this. But what all did you guys do this weekend? Valerie, I hope you had fun and we're at an event, had a drink. Russell, we both encourage that. So who wants to go first and tell us about their weekend?
Valerie, you have something good to say, so you go first.
Oh, well, it was crazy, crazy, crazy weekend. I started Friday with a nutcracker market out in the Klein area, which was great. I was the only author there. So lots and lots and lots of people coming out. It was fall break for that district. So all the teachers and all kids were coming through with their moms and grandmas and everybody. And then so that was a good day. And then Saturday, I was invited to a neighborhood local here to me that I had met through my church, and they invited me to come to their fall festival and participate in that with my books. So that was great. And then yesterday, I went to a luncheon for the Women's Fund. It's for health and resiliency, health education and resiliency. So it's an organization that empowers girls and women to pursue great health and further things like that. But that was good. That was good all around. Just moving
Things
around.
like that.
Things like that. But just the books. The so nice at Klein. Um, Lots of I guess educators coming through and just like, wow, I am so proud of you for doing things like this. I am so excited you're sharing reading. I'm so, hey, but I know so and so. I know so and so. I know people are so helpful at these events, just really trying to help you succeed in what you're trying to do. And it's so nice. And even on Saturday with the neighborhood market, lots and lots of families coming through, just really really interested in just the whole process of becoming an author, and then sharing these stories with their kids.
I love it. And you were the only author there, so I bet that was just fun and relaxing and refreshing. Because, like, I know when I go to markets, you see a lot of like the same things there. It's kind of like a dud for me. So then to have something
Exactly. Or the
new and
same,
refreshing is fun.
right? I
Well,
feel
I
the same
think
way.
the
Oh,
market
it's like
organizers,
it's like peaches
yeah,
coming in season. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
always
yeah.
it's something new's exciting.
Yeah.
And they were
Well,
very mindful, like for the neighborhood one, I was right next to the face painting. So I was like, yes, all the families waiting in line forever to get their kids, so they would come and talk to me or whatever. And then just it was just the organizers of the other market, she's very mindful also of being inclusive of, vendor, I think, of every kind of
Oh,
product
that's a
possible.
bad phrase. That's a bad
And
phrase.
again, am I
There
back?
you go. Yes, but
Oh,
I like that phrase. That was like a big pucking pucking up kiss phrase.
it's
I
fair.
liked
and
it.
I'm on the good Wi-Fi too. I don't know why I'm freezing.
I know, and since it embarrasses you, I pointed out more now that I know that.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
That's why you don't
so
ever say that.
my weekend was the opposite of Valerie's. I am babysitting uh my 8-year-old granddaughter and the twin 3-year-old granddaughters, and we're way over our heads. I'm way over my heads. I could not wait to get them to their preschool today so I could actually have them not talk because they never stop talking. They said sometimes they say the same thing like 27 times in a row.
Yeah.
It's awful. I love them, but I need their parents in town so I can do 2 hours and then take them back.
I get
So
I get
I'm
that.
in desperation, and I will be for the next few days this way. And if you want to help me or save me, please come contact me.
Russell, you're gonna survive it. You're gonna survive it. I do that on the daily.
I know. I don't know how
Yeah.
you do it. I think it's like some kind of gene you have when you're younger. You can't hear them as much, or you don't care as much, or it drives you. I don't know what it is. I do need to thank our listeners that listen to us every week on our podcast channel. We are so humble that you listen to us. We've been on there for 9 years now, and you can find us. I know you can find us if you look because I can find us and I can't do shit on the internet. Amy, can they find us on our podcast?
That's true, you guys. But Amazon, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes is where you can find us. Anywhere that you can search for a podcast, just type in author talk and look for the crimson, red, and gold. That is us. If you want to watch our videos, me and Valerie are pretty animated, especially when Valerie freezes and Russell likes to make fun of her. You can come over to our YouTube channel, any one of our social media channels, or our group on Facebook. Come and hang out and engage and interact with us. We love hearing from you guys and answering your guys' questions. But yeah, like Russell said, we've been doing this for 9 years. It's been a lot of fun. If you want to see how we have evolved, how we started to where we are now, those are all on our YouTube channel. Feel free to go over and check them out. But you guys, Valerie had an interesting article that she read in the Houston Chronicle that we're all dying to give our opinions on. So, Valerie, tell us about the
Yes.
article that you saw.
Hold on one second. Let me pull it up so I can get signed in for you guys. Yes. So the article is Mike Miles is taking away books from like the younger kids, and I want to say it was kindergarten through second grade.
Oh, wow.
So the teachers are having to like sneak books in, or the headline is "I feel like a spy." And Mike Miles HISD teachers and students say reading books is a secret plot, and people are just so upset about that. Um, they even are like they can't even read like the Tale of Despero or just all these little things. And it's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. So, and I don't know, people are very upset about the whole thing just in general. And
What
why is
exactly
that
are
even
they doing,
happening?
Valerie? What exactly are they
They're like, I didn't have a chance to really read. It's a very long, very thorough story, and it's great. It's actually in the op-ed page by Lisa Falkenberg. She's I'm sorry, I'm probably going to get this all mixed up, but she is a columnist. There we go. She's a columnist for the Houston Chronicle and just talking about this whole thing. So I would advise, I've got the link here in the chat. It says reading a good book in the HISD classroom has become a difficult feat because the state takeover has focused on raising reading test scores and raising lifelong readers. And so I think, that's very scary just in general, because I feel like this age, it's there's so many things that happen with the magic of reading, just their imagination, the sharing of a story, all of that. So what are y'all's thoughts?
Well, I have a question back at you.
Okay.
Uh, what was your uh, first memories of books or reading? Or you can answer this question: when what was the earliest age that you read something and that created dreams or aspirations? Or what story do you have of those
Hmm.
questions?
Well,
Because
let
that
me think on that.
is based upon this article.
Yeah, yeah, I would think I just I'm trying to think like as far back as I can think. It's a while, but I just know some of my favorite times were reading. When I was younger, we went to a very small Catholic school, very small. The library was teeny tiny, and then we moved to the north side of Houston, where my we and so it was. I went to a public school, which was had a giant library, and it was so thrilling to be able to access these stories. They even had the little film strips where you would turn and click with your headphones on and listen to the stories. But that's where I feel like I was so impacted by the stories. Like I read all of the Chronicles of Narnia. I mean, just anything you wanted to read, just every biography I could get my hands on. All of these things were so impactful. And then even going at that school, I remember A Wrinkle in Time was a very popular book at the time, and they were talking about that, just sharing all these stories. So just not even had these kids having a chance to share a story and experience something like that. I'd have to go really far back to think about what I did, but even, with my own kids, we started so young, going to the library, checking out like 15 books a week because you can, and then reading, because it develops the love for the story. And then so many other great factors.
Okay, I had the opposite experience.
Did you?
In my elementary school, there wasn't a library.
Mm,
And uh, it, I don't think there wasn't a library in my middle school. It was junior high back then. There wasn't a library in my junior high either. And there
mhm.
was a library in my high school, but I don't ever remember going to it. Isn't that terrible?
But did you read when you were younger, just in general?
Uh, I have a different type of story. Uh, in the first and second grade, I couldn't read, and
Hmm.
I couldn't actually speak where people could understand either. So I had to go to speech counseling, and the counselor told my mother, because I was such a bad reader, that I needed to read the newspaper every day to help me to increase my reading. So every morning before I went to school in the third grade, Amy, I would have toast, grape juice, and I would read the opinion page of the local Amarillo newspaper, which is
Nice.
crazy. And
I lost him. Is he frozen for you, Valerie?
Yes, I thought
Oh,
it was
okay.
just me.
At least it's pretty epic though. Like it's an epic. It's like he's sitting there like commanding, like an army. It's pretty epic, you guys. If you watch the video,
Like
it's pretty
Captain
great.
Kirk, like Captain Kirk.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Oh my gosh, yes. I have a similar like instance kind of like to Russell where I wasn't a very strong reader. I struggled a lot, which deterred me from reading. Um, R's were really difficult for me, like to say out loud, and they still are. And I'm 33, and I still have to slow down to say rabbit. Like it's still very difficult for me. Okay, like if I say it too fast, it sounds like W's. But anyways, reading was just I struggled at it. I was not a strong reader. I was a very slow reader. I still am a slow reader, which is why I prefer audiobooks, but my love for reading really came like later in life. But there were two books that really did stick with me when I was younger, and they were when I was in middle school, like 6th or 7th grade. I don't even remember the name of it, but the book was all about, like walking a mile in someone's shoes, except this one was like in moccasins. And it was just like the story of this girl with her grandfather, and he was telling her these stories. And it was like, walking in his moccasins back in the day, right? And they were going on
Yeah.
this road trip. And so I remember that story. And then I don't know about you, Valerie, but the Nancy, what was it? The Nancy Drew series,
Nancy Drew,
man,
yes,
I can
yes,
read those. I think that's where my love for, like, mystery
yes,
books
yes, yes,
came from.
yes.
Oh, man, I could read those.
And
I
you,
saw those at, I went to Sky. Hey, Russell.
I think it's ironic. I gave Valerie so much crap and then I completely disappeared and I lost Wi Fi completely. I'm on my phone now.
Oh, man.
oh
But you
my gosh.
froze. You froze in a, like, Captain Kirk pose. It was pretty classic. It was a
And you
good
and
pose.
Amy, like you were talking about Nancy Drew, and I was like, I think I was all these stories I read, but I don't remember how old I was, like Black Beauty, Little Women,
Yeah.
um, even like oh my gosh, all the Little House on the Prairie books, all
Oh,
of those. Oh, I was just like, love, 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 all of
Okay,
that.
Little House on the Prairie. That's the perfect book. That is the perfect book for teachers to read. Now, are you saying, moving back to the article, that the teachers are not allowed to read books to kindergarten, first and second grade kids? Is that what the article says?
I think so. That is the gist of
Because
it.
I
And
think
and I
that's
did put a link.
catastrophic.
it
Yes,
is.
I
Yeah.
put the link here. It is right here in our chat. So please read it. And I don't want to misquote anything or refer incorrectly, but I would encourage everybody to just check this out. Yeah, it says, the title is Teachers Secretly Reading Books. How's
Yeah.
why? Why?
That's terrible though. Like that they secretly have
Yes.
to do it. Cause I remember like even in my house, right? Going back, like I wasn't a strong reader or anything. But my mom in our pantry, my mom had like a big, shelves and like a big pantry. And like two of those shelves were just like rows of books, that we would have. I have a library books in my office and I have one upstairs. But like my love for mystery books came from Nancy Drew when I was reading those that I would check out from the library, like the chapter books and stuff. But like my daughter in first grade, they read to her and they like help her,
Mhm.
like she also reads, but they read to her. It's like a story time, but they go through, different sounds that they're going through that week. And then my kindergartner, she reads
Yes.
stories to them and it like calms them down, but it like piques their
Mhm.
imagination. So I couldn't imagine going to school for like what 6 or 8 hours and not having any of that. That would be dull. I would hate that.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I
Hmm.
must
Yeah,
say
even
though,
even
well, I must say though, I wonder what the school district's rationale and argument is. I would love to hear the other side of the coin.
on
Yeah.
another thought, the and that market I was at on Friday, they were saying at in their district, because the girl next to me was a teacher with her mom, and then they were saying that they have to like list books that are in their teacher libraries to see if they're allowed to share with students too, because so many
Well,
books have
I
been
got to tell
banned.
you, that's to keep the teachers and the administrators from getting fired because parents raise heck. right? I
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's bureaucratic protection of them. So that's actually protecting the teachers from parents that
Yes.
want to raise trouble.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I think if I remember correctly, she was saying they just make a list and telling parents like these are the books in my library, but then there's also books that are not allowed. So you might have bought them like 5 years ago and now they're not allowed. So you have to remove them, which is sad too.
See, that's just crazy though. And we all know I am not the most patient person in the world, but I feel like if that like started to happen here, or I guess generally just
Amy,
maybe like
it is
where
happening there too.
hey, hey, hey. Okay,
It
at least
is.
not at my not at the school currently. That
Yes, it
would
is.
but it would
It's
push
happening
me.
there too.
I know I probably should like go through their stuff. But it would push me to like homeschool, just to be honest, because it was like
No,
I
yeah,
want them
it's
to
you
read
need
and stuff.
you do not want to homeschool because then you have no place to take your kids so you can have peace.
I mean, that's true.
Like today, I
That
was so happy to take the twins to preschool.
Right. Well, so how long do you have the twin? How long do you have the
I have
kids? Just
until
this week
Thursday.
or
I'm just Thursday when their parents playing lands, and it better. I just have to pray that they don't get rescheduled or put off or delayed. I'm going to be counting the minutes. I love them. I got to tell you, but that's a lot. It's 24 hours is a lot, and 6 days is a lot.
Yeah. It's fun though, but I don't know. I feel like if I want, I feel like it would push more people. Maybe it's just because I'm in a small town, but I feel like it would push more people to homeschool so they're more in control of what they're
control?
learning
Mhm.
and what books they can and cannot read. Because I'm a fan of like, I feel like you have to read everything to figure out what you like and what you don't like. I feel like there's age appropriate books, yes, but
Mhm.
I don't feel like you should take away reading from them. I don't know. I mean, there were as libraries in every school that I went to and at home, but still, because I remember it was so much fun to go to the library. You had a little stick to like put in the
Yeah,
placeholder to see if you wanted the book, and then you had to like
yeah.
write in the card in the back of the book.
And
It
how
wasn't
about the
this.
book fairs, Amy? The book fairs too.
Oh, man, I can't even afford to go to those damn book fairs. I take my kids and there's like, I don't even know, I get like 3 books and it's like $200. I'm like, "Why did I even walk in here?" I can't, but you have to go. It's like a whole nostalgic thing, right? You just have to go.
Yes, yes.
I don't know, it's just crazy. Like, now the libraries Valerie, does your guys have this? I haven't been to a library in a really long time, and I'm probably gonna be banned from there because I'm terrible about returning books. I have good
Oh, you
intentions.
will
I
be
just
banned.
I just don't go. I have really good intentions, okay? But you just put them on like a scale and it like has a summary of all your books. You don't even have to scan them, you don't have to fill anything out. You just put them on a scale and you go. I think that's the coolest thing ever. And the kids spot is where it's at, you guys. It's the fun loud area and I'm here for it. I can't read in
Yeah,
quietness. I just can't.
yeah,
It's eerie to me. But oh man, you have to keep us updated, Valerie. I'm gonna read the article and then we'll like
yes,
give
yeah,
an update
yeah.
because
Like I said, I don't
that's
want to misquote anything or refer inappropriately, but just I would say encourage people to read the story
Valerie,
because
you are
it's very
so
thorough.
careful.
I'm I'm just
You're not
the
going to hurt
journalist in me said,
anybody's feelings.
no,
yeah. No. But like without books, we wouldn't have movies. We wouldn't have TV shows without books. You know what
so
I'm saying?
true,
We
so
wouldn't
Well,
true.
have any of those things.
nobody's saying there can't be books. You
No,
just
but I'm just saying, like, without, you wouldn't have like, what is it, like the Steven Spielbergs of like today, if you didn't have like books and stuff for them to read and like
Mhm,
encourage their imaginations and
mhm.
stuff. So I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But you got okay, Valerie, you're gonna know the Houston area. I know up here and probably Dallas and San Antonio. But holiday markets, you guys, starting like friggin' November 1st, that Saturday right after Halloween, there
Before.
are holiday markets galore. I think alone up here in the month of November, there are 16 different holiday markets just
So
here in
many,
between in Bryan College Station. There are so many, and those are like
so many.
opportunities. Kind of like Valerie, you could be the only author there, and you're probably going to sell a lot of books because you're the only author there. And like everyone loves a good book for the holidays. But you have to start thinking about holiday promotions. And if you are going to book promotions, like run any kind of promotion on your ebook or anything like that, those should have been booked like last month, because those are going to be super packed to do. Please do not run any Facebook ads during the holidays. You're going to get eaten alive and you will not make your money back or anywhere near it, because it's going to be super saturated. But the holidays is just the best time to run promotions, because everyone that I know likes a good book for the holidays, whether it's an ebook or an audiobook. At least that's just me. You can give me any and all audiobooks. I'm very thrilled with all of those. But Valerie, what markets do you have? Are you going to try some new markets this year? Kind of what's your
Yes, yes.
holiday goal?
Actually, the all the markets I've done, I started in August. And then just I started researching probably like or late spring or so, because some of these markets fill up, and just and plus, I don't want to go to places that people already have my books. And so I mean, if I have to
Yeah.
drive a little bit here or there, it's okay, because I do want to reach new audiences. And so that's what I just researching and just plan on driving. And then, but also set a budget for your markets, because some are crazy expensive, and just be realistic on, like if my book is $10, how many books am I going to have to sell, hopefully, to make your market feedback and some profit?
Valerie,
But,
how much
and
do
then,
booths cost?
oh, the range is crazy. You could go, I would say the minimum is about $60, but that's very, very rare. Very rare. And then that's the minimum. And then you can go quite expensive. So if your books are $25 or so, but I I was talking so much to these other people around me, because some of these people were like new to coming to these with their merchandise, and I was like, I it took me a long time to figure out like who is my audience, who are my people. I'm gonna go if I'm not gonna go to a brewery market, unless they have small children coming. It's a holiday market. I've done those before, because there's not gonna be any people there like who want to buy children's books. And just the people need to research where they want to go, set a budget for how much you want to spend on a booth, because some of them are crazy. There's a lot of events that are 2-day events, and sometimes those can pan out okay, but don't expect to make, if you're doing a Saturday Sunday, don't expect to make the same amount of money you made on Saturday on Sunday, because that's not going to happen most likely,
Mm-mm.
because
Yeah.
people are shopping on Saturday. They have fun things to do. Plus, football is on. Even when a Saturday market, we might have some slow times, and I'll be like, "Wait, the A&M game is on. Hold on, wait, it's time for the UT game," or things like that. So I was like, people, and then in the morning, people have sports with their kids. So you've got to account for all these things. Maybe but find your audience and set a budget. That's the main important thing. And start early with your research.
Yeah, because the bigger markets, like the Nutcracker Market, or like the bigger ones that are in bigger like expo centers that are just like big arenas, those tables are going to cost you more money. One, they're probably going to be longer events. Like I think Nutcracker Market, Valerie, isn't that like 2 weeks? Is it just a week?
Yeah, but I think from what I've heard, it's like in thousands of dollars
It's the
possibly.
cheapest table there is like $900. Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
a
and
big.
the
There's hundreds of
competition,
thousands of people. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people too that come, right? But like these smaller expo centers, like like up here at the Brazos Expo Center that we have, your table is probably like $50 for 2 days. And the entry for people to get in is free. So you're gonna have more foot traffic, right? And they're gonna have more money in their pocket to spend because they didn't have to buy to come in, right? Especially if they got to like donate food and they didn't have to buy to come in or do any of those things. So looking up those and like where the target market, making sure if you're a children's book author, right, moms and grandmas are really the ones that you want to come to your table. So look at the other vendors at that, like a market or whatever that you're going to go
Mhm.
to beforehand, and see if there's any like boutique stores or anything like that that's going to bring them in. And that's kind of where you want to set up your table. But you do have to be strategic about it for sure. But the holidays is what I'm going to say make or break authors, but I don't mean it like that. I just mean the holidays is the biggest opportunity that you have to sell the most amount of books, especially if you're going to run some kind of promotion on it, either online or in person. Um, That's definitely like the way to do it. It'd be the one time of year I would tell you to get out in person and go sell your books in person, because we all know authors are not super personable. You guys would rather be like writing and behind the screen, except for children's book authors. You guys want to be out, which I love because that's
Also, I
kind of
mean,
my
another really,
dream.
really important part of that is like sharing where you're going to be. If
Yeah,
you do book a market, tell people to come see you. Put it on all your social. That's like half the battle there, getting the word out, because then people are like, oh, and then if I have a new book and come see me over there, and or whatever. And doing social media is pretty much free. You can just post all you want and reshare and
yeah.
reshare.
Yeah, it's just a commitment, right? It's just a time commitment. And it's one of those, I've done it for so long, so I can just full on tell you it is literally just a commitment. You have to like pencil it into your daily routine to do it. Now, I'm not saying go out there and be a content creator and you need to pump out 5 to 6 videos a day, but it is something that you have to pencil in every day that you have to be consistent with, because you're going to probably make the
Mhm.
most sales on that or drive the most people to your events through that. But it is something that the moment that you stop being consistent, they're gonna go. Like they scatter. It's not something they're just gonna like wait around and be like, "What are you doing? What do they can't just come knock on your door."
Yeah.
So it's
And
definitely one that feeds the
also,
other.
yeah. And also some of these organizers require you promote the
Mhm.
event. They
Yeah.
they want you to participate in the promotion, because then it brings people out to the event in general. So it's almost, you have to read all the fine details of what you're expected to do,
Yeah.
in terms of that.
Have you ever seen one of them, Valerie, where they have a follower or newsletter number expectation in order for you to be like a vendor? Have you seen those?
I think so. I think I know what you're referring to, but
Yeah.
I've worked with so many. And then also there's all these, like, I was talking to somebody else about some of these places require insurance. And it's like, do you want to go to something that's going to require insurance? It's typically an outdoor event, but then that's going to bite into your budget. And so just shopping around for things like that, it's like I said, read all the details.
I know. I just yeah, markets is difficult for sure, but it is the best way to make money during the holidays. But you do have other things going on during the holidays. You have other people doing online promotions. I usually do my 12 days of page turners, and I did it in 2 days last year. We will see how well my head is attached to my body at
I'm
the end
wondering
of
if you're even
October.
going to do it this year.
It's on my list to do. I'm just trying to keep my head above water currently with both my kids in school
In
and
a hot
Josh
tub.
works from home and my hot tub and my hot tub. Yeah. Yeah. But no, I do usually do those and it's 12 days. But the deal with mine and with most promotion sites online that are going to like promote your book, you have to be running some kind of special on your book. That's how we
Mhm,
function. I know like 13 others that function the same way. We're not going to pitch your book at a full price book. So most people, just food for thought, run a promotion on their audiobooks or like free codes or downloads or whatever, and on their ebook, because one feeds into the other physical sales. Of course, you're going to make more money on your paperback books, but if you open the floodgates with your ebook or your audiobook, they generally trickle into sales of your physical books. So you make more money. So food for thought on those, because you have those right around the corner. Like for me, Halloween kicks off holiday season. To be honest, people like
mhm,
Russell and his mystery, murder, suspense, thriller book should be running promotions, which we are. He is running promotions for October. Psychological thrillers, even if it's a romance, should be running promotions in October. So it really kick starts all of the holiday promotions going into it. And then, of course, you have the new year, right? And then it all kind of resets and starts over, but it is
mhm.
an important avenue and it's one that you don't want to miss out on. But I am going to caution you, and I believe everybody on here will agree with me. Please do not launch a book during holiday season. That to me is suicide to do, because it's not going to go, it's going to be dead on the water. It's too much of a saturated market to launch your
Mhm.
book, and it makes it more difficult if you're trying to do rank climbing on Amazon or anything like that. It makes it 30 times more difficult to do during the holiday times because it is so saturated. So be strategic, and
Mhm.
when you're launching, and avoid like October's like your cutoff, and avoid November and December. You can start again in January, especially if it's like a health and wellness book. But That's what I would do for the holidays. I am one that goes to these markets. I'm a sucker for a good market, even
Yes.
farmers markets. It makes me happy. But I think it's just, I think it's a key in being an author. But I would combine in person with online events, to be honest. But I get peopled out really easily. So maybe that's just me. But Russell, do you have any plan? Are you going to any markets, not to sell your book, but to shop? Are you a market person?
I am a farmer's market guy. In fact,
Mhm.
uh, Rita is a farmer's market dog in that she's been exposed and socialized so much that she actually goes to the farmer's markets with me even now. Uh, and as we walk through and shop. So that's part of our lifestyle. Uh, I do have a really stupid question. And I almost didn't ask it, but I think I have to.
Mhm.
I've never been to a Nutcracker Christmas market. What is at what are what's at those things? Because people make such a big deal out of it, and I've never been to one. What's at those?
Literally everything that you could dream of is at it, but it plays on top of Valerie, what does it
Holiday
connect
dec
to? The Nutcracker
holiday
Market?
decor,
Yeah.
clothes, food, specialty
But it
foods.
but doesn't it like connect with like when the Nutcracker is playing? Isn't it like one feeds the other kind of thing?
Not
Like it's connected
necessarily.
to a
Okay, there
big
is
thing.
but they do have the giant Nutcracker market over at Reliant,
Yeah.
NRG Center. But then everybody else has small Nutcracker markets, and it's basically a denotation of like holiday. Just expect holiday stuff, and
Yeah.
So
then
it's just
shop for
Christmas.
Christmas,
It's
shop
just a
for
Christmas market.
It's kind of
yeah,
like
but
a
it's
really
not
big
just Christmas.
Christmas. Yeah, there's everything though. It's not just Christmas stuff.
Everything from
There's
yeah, like right
wood
now, like if you went right
carving.
now, you could get Halloween, all this stuff. But like one of a kind things you might not find in on Amazon or boutique. You might like boutique shopping, things like that. But specialty foods are big. Handcrafted, a lot of handcrafted. The lady across from me the other day had miniatures she had handcrafted, and she was selling like all these little things like crazy. They were just beautiful. So people really put their heart and soul in that, but there's just everything you can think of. Actually,
What
and
little
across
things
the way
was she
was the
selling?
granddaughter of Rosie the Riveter. So I was like, that's incredible, incredible.
Well, I think it's like up here, Russell, like when we have our like small markets, we have people that design wreaths and like wood carvings, wood burning. And we have like,
Yes.
I'd say that we have like four of those, right? And then we'll
Mhm.
have like a chili guy who makes all his own spices, chilies, and hot sauces. And then we
Yeah.
have, people that make tumblers and cups. And then we have boutiques. And then we have spa people there giving away certain services. Then you have the like express toys or like the educational toys. They have their own.
Yes.
But like if you're just having one of each, you'll have like in the Nutcracker market, you'll have like several of each to kind of choose from. That's a little bit different. But it's just like I view it as a gigantic farmer's market without food,
Yes.
is
Yes.
how I view
Yes.
it.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
have
Well,
you
It's
been
just
since
like
to
I
the
consider
rodeo?
food the most important part, I don't think I would
Yes.
like it then.
No, probably not. I don't know. You probably wouldn't, to be honest. I mean, no, no, you wouldn't. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt and be like, well, you might like want to go see like the wood carving or like epoxy
Yeah.
tables, but then again,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
me though. Like I like those
Lots,
things.
lots of home baked goods like pies and cookies and
See,
things,
I'm
but
like a
lots of
I would be interested in that. That would be stuff I would love.
tamales.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't know.
stuff like
And
that. I think you'd like some of it. Maybe not all of it, but some of it.
if you've been
But
to
the
the
point
livestock
is,
show,
I'm not okay. But here's the point, and you said this about the people that buy children's books, but that's actually the people that buy all the books. 90% of the books are purchased by women, or
Mhm.
and so it's not is if you're going to try to sell your books at some of these, especially the smaller ones with the less expensive booths, uh, it's not important where someone like me i- is interested, because I'm not the demographic that buys books. It's women and women
Mhm.
over 30. So if it's something that they're interested in, which is what you're describing, that's a great place to sell books.
Yeah, but you're
Mhm.
gonna be
Yeah.
there because they're gonna drag you. Like, I'm gonna make Josh go with me because I don't want to fight the crowd by myself. So I'm gonna make him come with me, right?
Yeah.
Because he's my ATM in his mind. He's my ATM in his mind, right?
And they get all the
And in
food
your
samples they
mind,
need.
he's the babysitter and the
Yeah,
baby carrier and the bag carrier.
but he's also the one that's like my voice of reason because I can be very impulsive if I go by myself, right? I can go
Yeah,
by
like the hot
myself.
tub.
Anyway, we're all gonna benefit from that. So impulsive maybe, but we all benefit. So I'm here for I'm here
Yes.
for it. But like if I go to like a hot sauce, I'm like, oh, Joshua likes hot sauce. I'm not gonna try it, I'm just gonna buy it. And then I'll just buy one, right? And then I'll be like, oh, the kids love little painted rocks. They could paint them themselves, but no, let's just get them on. Like I become really impulsive. And like if the person's really nice to me when I come to the table, I'm more likely to buy from them because they're just so nice. Like I'm the biggest sucker in the world. I'm like the person that you want. But I do drag Josh with me and he does peruse. He just doesn't go to books, but he does peruse and then he's on the lookout for authors and he like takes me over there. But still, so I'm just saying, you could go and enjoy it, Russell. You just won't buy a book, but you could enjoy it. Who
He
knows?
takes the kids, he'll have a great time.
Ooh, yes.
Bring bring the
That
wallet.
there's I know that's funny, but that's also true. It can be an awful time and a great time, and they both be true at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yes. Uh
Yes.
and I get to meet lots of people at farmers markets when I go, because I have Rita with me, and everyone wants to meet and pet Rita. So I
Yes.
meet half the people at a market.
Well, yeah, because
So if
Rita's
you're selling books, you
adorable.
need to get a good looking dog with you, and then
Yeah.
everyone will be
Yes.
over at you.
Well,
Yes.
yeah. Who wouldn't want to pet Rita? I want to pet Rita. I've yet to
She's
pet
Yeah,
so
Rita.
cute.
She's
So
on my
cute.
list to pet. I love it.
she's a
I
good girl.
love it. Yes, she is. Well, you guys, we hope that you all have a fantastic Monday, a great rest of your week. And until next week, but get to thinking about these holiday markets and how to market your book this holiday season. But
Mhm.
until next time, you guys, bye for now, everybody.